like for you to use your imagination. Imagine that you live life when the four Georges ruled over the British throne. A place where the babysitters you were given harmed you and gave you disabilities. A place where the hospital's hospitality was worse than getting the plague. And a place where the rights for women were as small as a grain of sand. The world was your beach. Today I'm here to tell you about the classes that you could have been in the Georgian times. For example, the rich, the poor, the children's. One of the hardest classes to be in was the children's class. Children often dressed as adults and worked as adults from a very young age. The hardest part was surviving your childhood. One child out of 3 didn't even live to be 15, and you had to survive being born first. Careless mothers cost babies' lives. There were many cases of a baby sharing a bed with mothers, fathers, brothers or sisters, etc., and being smothered when somebody rolled on top of them in their sleep. Next, you had to survive your christening. At a christening in Surrey, a nurse got very drunk. When she went to undress the baby and put it in its cradle, mistakenly she put it too close to a large fire, which killed it in a few minutes. She told the judges who tried her that she thought the baby was a log of firewood. The judges set her free. The Georgian judges were often drunk, so these ones must have been if they thought a baby and a log of firewood could be confused. Next, you had to survive school. Poor children and middle-class children went to day schools run by local women and paid by for rich people in the area. But public schools is where rich parents paid to send their children. There were many complaints about that school, some schools. Boys fired pistols at the teachers, threw grenades at the headmasters, and you thought you were daring when you dropped a stink bomb in school assembly. You weren't. One boy wrote home complaining about his life in the bedroom, saying, "It's terrible here. I can't get any sleep, and when I do, I'm always awoken by the hot points of cigars burning holes in my face." It was a hard knock life for them. There were many other classes that you could have been in, like lifestyle classes. The miserables. The miserables are the worst of the worst, the bottom of the list, the ones nobody wanted to be. An example of what it could be like was, a mother and 9 children in Buckinghamshire. They went several days without food, and when the mother found enough food to get the heart, liver and lungs of a calf, she brought it. And when she went to get firewood and came back, the children had eaten it all, raw, gullet and everything. Another example of this class would have been a mother and 2 children in the same year in Cumberland. They had no bread, so they thought they could survive on horse bran. They ate it for a year, and one morning the children were found dead, so was the mother. They had straw in their mouths. Another class you could have been in was maybe 2 notches down from the middle class, the working class. The workers worked long days and bad temperatures. The sewers had to work up to 90 degrees Celsius just to keep the thread from snapping. And yet in North England, in the 1770s, many people, tens of thousands of people flocked to the hills and closer to the mills just to be close to their work. They crammed into small, filthy houses just to be near the workplaces. With children as young as 5 working, they could have enough money for fuel and to keep a roof over their head, but it wasn't much of a life. Now, let's move up to the top of the totem pole, the rich. There were 2 classes of rich for me. The ones who thought the palaces that they lived in had a terrible view, and that view was the villages. They had the villages completely knocked out and the poor moved somewhere else. And then there were the landlords. The landlords could earn up to $5,000 a year, which is about $300,000 today. They enjoyed their money. They spent $1 on candles every night, for an example. Sir Robert did. That dollar could buy food, shelter, fuel, and water for the poor for over 5 weeks. I would tell you more if I had the time, but I don't. So thank you for listening to my speech, and now you know how hard it was to live in the Georgian era. Thank you.